Today, we are going to be looking at the 1 mana to 4 mana Planeswalkers, maybe even 3 mana. We are here today. We're going to start off with the Grist, Voracious Larva. This is a 1 mana 1/2. Now, it doesn't look like a Planeswalker yet, because there are a few steps to be done. It's Death Touch. When Grist, Voracious Larva, or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it entered from your graveyard, or you cast it from your graveyard, you may pay a green. Now, if you do, exile Grist, then return it to the battlefield, transformed under its owner's control, and we've got Grist, the Plague Swarm. There you go, 1 mana plus, a bunch of, some assembly required, basically. It is a 3 loyalty Grist, +1, create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token, then mill 2 cards. Put a Death Toucher counter on the token if a black card was milled this way. -2, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Not quite as good as destroying creatures like the original Grist. Then for -6, for each creature card in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 1/1 black and green insect. By best Planeswalker, this is just one of the many, or one of the very few 1 mana Planeswalkers that we have available. Grist is just going to be there. People were pretty hyped for this card when it first came out. I remember a lot of people were playing it, because the front side, you look at the front side, it's really not that bad. You have a 1 mana 1/2 with Death Touch. Just being a 1/2 actually just is like superior than most 1 mana creatures in general. But I guess pulling it off is just a little bit too much work. And then even after you flip it, okay, you make Death Touch creatures. They're like weenie 1/1s. The loyalty is still pretty low. The impact is really, for the most part, not that big. Does not destroy creatures. So I guess, and the ultimate is really hard to get to. So ended up being just like a good but not amazing Planeswalker. Okay, Steve Cooper says all the 1 mana Planeswalkers are flip cards. We'll move on to Tamiyo, the inquisitive student, very inquisitive. Blue 0/3 flyer. Now this card sees a ton of play. This is Aspiring Spike, I think, said that this card could be better than Ragavan. And maybe it's aging into that. We have a blue 0/3 flyer. When Tamiyo attacks, you investigate. So you're going to get a clue, which you can crack for 2 mana to draw a card. So A, that's card advantage. B, you put artifacts on the battlefield. That might be important to artifact decks, like Affinity, like maybe an Urza deck that just wants random artifacts on the battlefield to tap it for blue mana. Then when you draw your 3rd card in a turn, exile Tamiyo, return it to the battlefield, transformed under her owner's control. I don't know what they were thinking about when they made that flip strategy. I feel like getting the 3rd card in a turn is like nothing. Like it's a complete breeze. You have people cracking like baubles on the opponent's turn. Then when you draw a card in your turn, then draw a card for the turn, and then crack a clue, you very easily flip it. Brainstorm flips this. 2 cantrips flips this, or a cantrip plus cracking a clue. It's not even a debate. So anyway, it transforms into 2 loyalty Tamiyo, +2 until your next turn. Whenever a creature attacks you or a Planeswalker you control, it gets -1, -0 until end of turn. The Jace thought there's a Jace that does this. I can't remember the Jace. Too many Jaces out there. -3, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If it's a green card, add 1 mana of any color. Super value. It's like a slow Snapcaster Mage. And then -7, draw cards equal to half the number of cards in your library. Round it up. You get an emblem with you have no maximum hand size. If that goes off, you're dead. If that goes off, your game is off. The Architect of Thought. That's what I was thinking of, Henrik. Yeah, Jace, Architect of Thought. I don't know if this is the first time this ability existed. The +1 until your next turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, it gets -1, -0. But that's the most memorable time this thing exists. Yes, absolutely smokes tokens, makes attacking also very awkward. You basically have to go all in attacking this Tamiyo, and even if you don't attack the Tamiyo, it's going to save you a lot of life one way or another. Okay, there is 1 mana. There's one other 1 mana card mentioned by Vishcherbione. It's Kithion. The Hero of Akros is definitely the worst 1 mana planes. Worst? I'd actually put Grist as worst. It was fun playing him in Magic Duels. You know what? I was looking to try to play Magic Duels, but I don't know how to do it unless I already own like an Xbox that has the Magic Duels loaded on the account, because it seems impossible. If anyone knows how to play Magic Duels in 2025, please DM me. I'm very curious. Or sell me your Xbox. Okay, we have a white 2/1 human soldier. At the end of combat, if Kythian Hero of Akros is and at least 2 other creatures attack this turn, attack this combat, exile Kythian, and then return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. Only he has another ability though. For 3 mana, can be indestructible. Easily can attack. But becomes Gideon Battle Forged. One of the smaller Gideons, I might say. 3 loyalty, +2. Up to 1 target creature an opponent controls attacks Gideon Battle Forged during its controller's next turn. If able, then +1 until your next turn. Target creature gains indestructible. Untap that creature, and then for 0 until end of turn, Gideon Battle Forged becomes a 4/4 human soldier creature with indestructible. That's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. Of course, every Gideon must be able to get into the red zone for something. Oh, John, thanks for becoming a member. It's gonna be worth at least a super chat to somebody. Oh, it's your happy birthday, John. Everyone's having their birthday today. Gideon's original name being Kythian is funny because he changed his name because Bant people couldn't pronounce his name in the lore. Really? That's so real. How can I put it? Like, you know, that's what a lot of Asian people do. Like, no one can pronounce their name, so they take on like their own English name when they travel to the West. No one, these stupid foreigners can't pronounce my native name. Now I gotta take one of their names. Yeah, I didn't know. You know what? I didn't think about that. Never even thought about that. It just never crossed my mind. It's like, wow, he has a baby name. He also has an adult name. Fascinating. All right, 2 mana planes. Okay, we're going. Those are the only 1 mana planeswalkers. 2 mana planeswalkers now. I guess. I think it's for the William is like for the memes. Deathrite Shaman. Yes, and our honorable 1 mana planeswalker. Okay, I think there's just one notable one. Wrenn and 6. I think that's it. Yeah, no poll for today. The polls take a long time. I have no. And for anyone who's seen the polls, is it like fun to watch the polls? I think it's fun in the moment, but not so good on the replay. Wrenn 6 is a 2 mana, 3 loyalty Wrenn. +1, return up to 1 target land card from your graveyard to your hand. Fun fact, this card got banned in Legacy because of that ability. You would not think that was the most powerful ability, but it is. And it's not for the fact that they can keep reusing fetch lines, although people do that. You have like basically Wrenn and 6 and 2 lands, with one of them being a fetch land, might as well be like a 10 card hand, because Wrenn and 6 will keep looping that fetch land over and over again. So it makes mulligans really good. But the returning Wasteland actually just broke this card. So in formats where Wasteland, I hate that Wasteland art. Where's the original? There we go. So for as long as Wrenn and 6 and Wasteland are on the battlefield at the same time in a 1-on-1 game, it's absurdly broken. Completely broken. We have also a -1 snipe 1 mana creatures off. Sorry, 1 toughness creatures off, because you can deal 1 damage to any target. And then -7, you get an emblem with instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard have retrace, which is also supremely powerful. I have lost 95% of the time when my opponent ultimates that card. It is very hard to get around if you're like somewhat of a fairish deck. If you're a combo deck, maybe you can get around that, but it's unbelievable. Okay, now we're going to count the creatures. Sorin of House Markov. This actually has also seen tournament play. It's a 2 mana 1/4 lifelinker with Extort. They brought it back. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, exile Sorin. Transformed into Sorin Ravenous Neonate. 3 also has Extort. 3 loyalty. +2, create a food token. -1, deals damage equal to the amount of life you gain this turn to any target. And then -6, gain control of target creature. It becomes a vampire in addition to its other types. Put a lifelink counter on it if you control a white permanent other than the other than that creature or Sorin. This card is like, I mean, so basically between the food tokens and the -1, you can Lightning Helix something every other turn because you gain life and then deal the damage. Also, it's just pretty good with Extort. Extort is nice. It's a bit of a drain gain. Also a pretty strong blocker. 2 mana, 1/4. Reminds me of Pegasus. Looks like Pegasus in my opinion. To anyone that knows who Pegasus is. Rated Lex. Well, you super chatted, so it's gonna be in the show. Tybalt, the Fiend Blooded. I would not have put this in the show. But you super chatted it, so we will. 2 mana, 2. Anyway, 2 mana, 2 loyalty, +1, draw a card, then discard a card at random. -4 deals damage equal to the number of cards in target player's hand to that player, and then -6 gain control of all creatures until end of turn. Untap them, they gain haste until end of turn. This card is one of the best 2 mana planeswalkers because there are hardly any. There's just not that many. It's really slim pickings. Pegasus is the Boomer's Yu-Gi-Oh villain, but is the best Yu-Gi-Oh villain. I don't think anyone can beat Pegasus in terms of villainous. Okay, we have a Johnny Nikachu Avenger. Oh, this thing is deadly. I mean, this is my absolute most backbreaking thing I'm seeing every single day. Yeah, screw Ren and 6. This thing's the most broken 2 mana planeswalker. 2 mana for a 1/2. ETB, get a 2/1 cat. And then if a cat dies, it flips into a Johnny. This is insane. You can be the, by the way, you can be the one that kills your own cat, which is the most effed up thing. So you put your own cat down. Where's my cat sound effect? That's not a cat. Come on. There we go. We have our own cat. So you put your own cat down. And then you flip your planeswalker. The hell's up with that? If you kill your own cat, this thing should implode. Or a Johnny should go down with it. So +2, put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control. That's like very low on the importance scale. This 0 mana is just insane. You get a 2/1 cat, and then if you control a red permanent other than a Johnny, you can deal damage equal to the number of creatures you have to any target. Like, you're gonna have like a few random creatures on the battlefield, and you'll kill almost anything. Anyway, I find that ability very frustrating. Then -4. Each opponent chooses an artifact or creature, enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land perms they control, and sacrifice the rest. I've never seen anyone pull that one off. It's usually not that important. You said Ren was no contest the best 2 mana planeswalker. Yeah, well, you know what? I take it back. I hate this card more. Probably Ren and 6 has more application than a Johnny. It's harder to play a Johnny. A Johnny also, so far, only the most powerful in Modern. Has not proven itself in Legacy yet. Does anyone know how to flip how these flip planeswalkers is tied to lore, how they became a planeswalker? It's probably like their spark. This is how they found their spark. But I don't know. I'm not a lore person. Don't listen to me. Do we have any more 2 mana planeswalkers? When music changes, we're going to move on to 3 mana planeswalkers. Oh, this is a good one, Ral. So far, this looks like a complete non-planeswalker show. 2 mana, 1/3 instants and sorceries. You cast cost 1 less to cast. And then whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery spell, you may flip a coin. If you lose the flip, Ral deals 1 damage to you. But if you win the flip, you can exile and transform it into Ral Leyline Prodigy. Now, enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on him for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast this turn. So rattle off a bunch of spells. You got a big Ral here. Basically designed, single-handedly designed for the Storm players. I don't know who else is playing with this card. If you're not a Storm player, like, what are you doing? +1, until your next turn, instant and sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. It's funny that you have to pay for that ability now. You had it for free on the other side. Then -2, Ral deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Draw a card if you control a blue permanent other than Ral. And then the whole point is hopefully you flip it already, that it has like a million loyalty. You just go -8, exile the top 8 cards of your library. You can cast the instants and sorceries, you know, without paying their mana cost. It's free. All right, Ral has the whole 5-finger discount here. Is an even greater thief of the multiverse than Dak Faden. I actually mix up Ral and Dak Faden all the time. They're like both red-blue planeswalkers. And for some reason, I think their names are similar. Red got the best 2-mana planeswalker, Ren, a Johnny, until... They're fast. They're quick on their feet. Technically, there is Nissa, Steward of Elements. Nissa... Oh, you are right. But I'll tell you what, this card sucks. So it's going to be disqualified. It didn't get super chatted onto the show. Valky. Oh, this is definitely worth mentioning. Valky, God of Lies. Oh, wait a minute. It has no. This is a 2-sided planeswalker, so it'd have to count for 7. No, we gotta wait. We gotta wait on that one. Eventually, one day, when we get to the 7-mana cards. All right, 3 mana. We're at 3 mana. Oh, Jace is worth mana. Okay, while we wait for 3 mana cards, Jace. I didn't realize how many 2-mana planeswalkers there are. So many 2-mana planeswalkers. 2 mana 0/2. Tap, draw a card, then discard a card. If there are 5 or more cards in your graveyard, you can flip this thing into Jace Telepath Unbound. I forgot these were the OGs. 5 loyalty, +1. Up to 1 target creature gets -2, -0 until your next turn. -3, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Basically, it gets flashback. And then -9, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, target opponent puts the top 5 cards of their library in the graveyard. Just the +1 and the -3 alone were enough to make this one of the most valuable 2-mana planeswalkers at the time. Aged very poorly. No one plays. Oh, very few people play with this card now. Okay, everyone wants to talk about Oko! Oko, Thief of Crowns. It's funny. Does this card see any play in Commander? Does anyone care about this card? Because it just absolutely wrecked. Just absolutely wrecks one-on-one Magic. Look at this. Banned in Pioneer. Banned in Modern. Banned in Legacy. Banned in Historic. Banned in Brawl. This is like almost nowhere where you're legal. Just Vintage for some reason. It's not good enough for Vintage. All right, 3 mana, +2, create a food. Yeah, that is wild. The first ability, it's good only because it puts the loyalty to 6 and just makes Oko just super hard to kill. But then the every other turn going +1 and making that food token a 3/3 elk because it loses all abilities and turns into a 3/3. That was just weirdly good enough to overpower like any deck. Aggro decks, mid-range decks, control decks. That was just too strong. It was not intuitive. You would not think a 3/3 creature once every 2 turns was any good. But that was it. That's all this thing does. And okay, there is a little bit something else. If you make a big creature, you can go +1 and neutralize it, turn into a 3/3. So basically, whatever you put on the board, it like doesn't matter. It's only going to be as big as my food tokens. And then the -5, the old switcheroo ability. I mean, it happens, but almost no one played it. Okay, Teferi Time Raveler. This card was so good. They actually had to errata in Arena. Let's look at the OG. 3 mana, 4 loyalty. Each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. This card was banned in Pioneer. Not necessarily because it was too good, although it was too good. It's a strong card, but it's more annoying than anything. It just makes the game, we didn't sign up to play Hearthstone around here. We're playing Magic the Gathering. We have instant speed cards. The whole point is to interact with people. You play card in response. I can do my own thing. And then, this turned the game into Hearthstone. +1, until your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, and then -3, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand and draw a card. That was pretty backbreaking. So 3 mana, not too late. Bounce the most relevant thing on the board, draw a card. And even if Teferi dies, you usually got enough tempo and value out of it. And then, okay, they adjusted this card for Arena. What was the adjustments? They added some mana. They added 1 extra mana, making it a lot worse. And, they put in some extra loyalty on this thing. Your opponents can't cast spells during... Oh, they made... That's even worse, too. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn, but they can cast... So they can cast spells on every other person's turn, and they also can cast spells on their own turn. Because the way this Teferi was worded, if it's your turn, and I control the Teferi, and I interact with you, you're not allowed to interact back. So that's interesting. There was actually a lot of ways that they changed this to fix it up. Deck Fade In! It's probably a lot of 3-mana cards that we have to talk about today. I'm not speedrunning through any of these. 3 mana, 3 loyalty. -2, steal your artifact. It's mine now. +1, you get to loot 2. And -6, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell that targets one or more permanents, gain control of those permanents. It actually seems more... I think it's like... It's more of a popular cube card than anything else, but it's very strong in that format. Next up. Ooh, Ashok. Very underrated card, actually. Super underrated. So, 3 mana, 5 loyalty. Spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause their opponents to search their library. Shuts off ton of combo decks. Also hurts a lot of... You know, do you hate people who ramp? Well, Ashok, Dreamrender will screw with them because they can't look through their deck to go find the cards that they're going to put onto the battlefield. Also, so the passive is really strong. Screws tutors. -1, target player puts the top 4 cards of the library into their graveyard, then exile each opponent's graveyard. So really good versus graveyard deck. So you basically hit 2 birds with 1 stone, and loyalty is relatively high. So you can activate this a few times, and still hard to kill. We have a few people for Narset. Narset, that's a weird way to say wheel. Oh. Believe it or not, not everyone plays Narset for the wheel effects. So it's available. It's strong, don't get me wrong. 3 mana, 5 loyalty. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. And then -2. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So the good news to Narset is you're going to get value from this thing, like, no matter what. No matter what happens onto the board, no matter if Narset dies, you're at least going to get something out of it. And it's not a random card. You looked at the top 4 cards of your library, and you get, like, the best of them. And the whole opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn, of course, is very famous for the wheel effects, but... hampers a lot of blue decks, but also you can screw with them with, was it something Drown Yard? Nephilia Drown Yard? Is it this thing? No. What's that? There's a land that each player draws a card. I don't remember what it's called. Nef something. No, not Nephilia Academy. I don't remember the land. There's a land that's, what is this, the Sanitarium? There you go. Oh, okay. It was Briar Reach Sanitarium, where you tap for a colorless and then pay 2, tap. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. If you use this, let's say your opponent is empty-handed, and you use this at your opponent's upkeep, then they draw and discard, but then they're not allowed to draw again, because each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn, because they already drew their card right here with the Sanitarium. So that was like a really good way to lock people out with Narset as well, assuming that the player had almost no cards in their hand. Henrik is like, I'm the guy who plays it to hate on excessive draws, but the other 3 players want to play wheels. It sucks. You want to play wheels? I would be more paranoid that everyone thinks that you're playing a wheel. That happens to me. I don't have many wheel effects. I do have some. I shouldn't say I have none. I have, like, Windfall in my commander deck. But, yeah, when I play Narset, it's like, he's going to play Time Twister. Kill that Narset. Like, I don't have these cards in my hand. Shut up. Don't look at my Narset so hard. We've got... Ooh, this is a rare one. The Royal Scions. I think this is underrated. This is a card I think is very good, but has no home yet. 3 mana, 5 loyalty. The Royal Scions. +1, draw a card and discard a card, but also +1, Target creature gets +2/+0, gains first strike and trample until end of turn. So you're gonna basically make a creature that's impossible to block. But what's great about this thing is goes to 6 loyalty, so it's borderline very, very hard to kill. And then -8, draw 4 cards, and then when you do, the Royal Silence deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards in your hand. So also very good value if you can get to the ultimate stage over there. Let's give some donos. Little Deadfly is like, donate to chat, lurking today. When's the day you don't lurk? Little Deadfly. You know what? I wouldn't put Jace Beleren as one of the best Planeswalkers anymore. There was a time Jace Beleren existed. Jace Beleren. There was a time when the Planeswalker uniqueness rule was in such a way that Jace Beleren was exclusively played just to kill a Jace the Mind Sculptor, but that rule doesn't even work anymore, so it's not even any good. William with Liliana of the Veil. Man, this card is good, but it has lost so much of its luster. 3 loyalty, +1, each player discards a card, -2, target player sacks a creature, and then -6, separate all permanents into 2 piles. That player sacks all permanents in the pile of their choice. So when the game was slower, this card was way better because you could play Liliana on an empty board, start taking her up, and also, or you just sack it, go -2, make them sack their only creature. These days, like, people use their graveyard like a resource way more often, so the cards that you put in the graveyard is sort of helping your opponent. Like, there's just a way higher chance of that happening. The -2 may be less relevant than ever because the game is just so mana efficient, more mana efficient than ever before. So this card, like, barely sees play even in Pioneer. Fortunately, at least sees play in Standard. Man, we have to go back to Standard for Liliana to see play. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's still good in Standard. But one day Standard is going to be gone. And then what's going to happen to Liliana? Yeah, I don't know how to... I think a future Liliana would have to exile the cards. I think that's what would have to be the case, instead of discarding the cards. Which I still think is somewhat in the realm of what Black might... Can Black do that? I don't know. She rotates in August? Oh, Liliana! You're leaving so soon. Oh, she came from Dominaria United. It's too bad, Liliana. Paper Magic is coming back, and now you're going before I even knew it. Jace Cunning Castaway is terrible. Is there any other good 3-mana Planeswalkers? Toilet Duck wants Liliana, Defiant Necromancer. Is this really the best cards we got for 3-mana? I didn't know there's so few good 3-mana. There's got to be more 3-mana Planeswalkers. They give a new art to this? Oh, yeah. Okay. So 3 mana for a 2/3 lifelink. When another non-token creature you control dies, exile her, and put a 2/2 zombie in play. Liliana, Defiant Necromancer. 3 loyalty. +2. Each player discards a card. -X, return target non-legendary creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then -8, you get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, return to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. Honestly, I think it's just a lot of work, to be honest, to get this thing in play. Why aren't Cunning Castaway tokens also pirates or even merfolk? Yeah, it should probably be a pirate, shouldn't it? It should. I agree, 100%. Okay, we're going to take a look at more of the best Planeswalkers in Magic the Gathering, but we're going to take a break to thank our sponsors today, FusionGamingOnline.com, the best place to pre-order some of the most awesome Magic cards from Final Fantasy. If Final Fantasy cards meet your fancy, look no further than FusionGamingOnline.com to supply you. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu, of course, to get 5% off all your purchases. And it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online for Magic Online, the digital platform to play Commander, Modern, Pioneer, Standard, Legacy, Vintage, and even other weird funsy formats. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_ZAX. I thought there was more devastating 3-mana Planeswalkers. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's do a few more. Beanpot with Kaya. Orzhov Usurper. Oh yeah, I think this is slightly underrated. 3 mana, 3 loyalty, +1. Exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. You gain 2 life if at least 1 creature card was exiled this way. That's very good value. So it's very good graveyard hate. It's sort of on the, maybe not perfectly as strong as, say, Unlicensed Hearse, but I think it's in the same realm. Plus the life gain is just gravy on, it's just gravy. -1, exile target non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. That's like Ragavan, Tameo. That can be, what's it called? It could be Mana Vault, Soul Ring. It is a non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. So anything. It could be, what's it called? Maybe it's a little late, but Mystic Remora. So there's, I think there's a lot of value to be getting out of Kaya across all formats. I think Kaya's, I honestly, I don't think anyone knows this card exists. And then the -5 is very powerful. Deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards that player owns in exile, and you gain that much life. So you can, I have been one-shotted by Kaya before, but more than once. Okay, let's go 4 mana. We're going to go to 4 mana. I'm going to start with a classic, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Which just started seeing play in Modern again, randomly. This card used to be the king. And then it completely fell from grace to unplayable. Just started recently seeing some more play. 4 mana, 3 loyalty. It was the first Planeswalker at the time to have more than 3 abilities on it. So it was like, wow, what's going on here? +2. Look at the top card of target player's library. You may put that card on the bottom of that player's library. So in theory, you can have a lot of control over what your opponent draws. If they don't have any cards left in their hand, and you see a land on top, all right, by all means, have a land. Have another land. 0. Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. So it's Brainstorm for nothing. If anyone doesn't know the power of Brainstorm, I don't know, maybe the power of Brainstorm isn't so strong anymore, but Brainstorm is not bad. Drawing 3 cards, putting 2 cards back, then cracking a fetch and losing those garbage cards. It doesn't look like much, but you just start losing the game. -1, return a creature back to its hand. It's actually one of the worst abilities on it. And then if you need to, -12, exile all cards from target player's library, then that player shuffles their hand into their library. I think this card got... I mean, there's just better Planeswalkers that came out over time. Also, the game is just so aggressive. It's very, very hard to protect Jace the Mind Sculptor. Also very expensive. I would say Planeswalkers are sort of at an all-time low in competitive Magic. I don't know how people feel about them in Commander right now, but like Planeswalkers today is just bad. It's too aggro and too combo-y right these days. The power of Nikachu is at 98 watts. It doesn't make any sense to me. What was this? No, not again, not again. What happened? Oh, Mr. Krabs' voice. Oh, I've never heard. Okay, I've heard of Mr. Krabs, but I've never heard him say that. Okay, let's give. Yeah, it's Jace. Okay, Steve Cooper with Karn the Great Creator. This was like an instant classic. It's still seen play everywhere. For 5 loyalty, activated abilities of your opponent's control. Sorry, activated abilities of artifacts your opponent's control. They can't be activated. So if you're on heavy artifacts, if you wanted to cheat your way to casting your cards, Karn says, "Screw you! Screw Soul Ring! Screw Mana Vault! Grim Monolith! F them all." And it's so unfair. It's so unfair. It should be symmetrical. I play against. Well, I guess if it was symmetrical, it would suck because it has the -2 ability. You can reveal an artifact you own from outside the game, or choose a face-up artifact card you own in exile. I forget about that part all the time. That you can get something from exile. I just completely forget about that part, and then put that card into your hand. But you can get like you can get artifacts that don't have an activated ability, like Pithing Needle and stuff like that. And then we have +1 until your next turn. Up to 1 target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power and toughness, each equal to its mana value. Fun fact: this card got, what was the card it got banned in Modern? It's the 6 mana artifact that turns everything into an artifact. And colorless. Also, fun fact: this card got banned in Pioneer because mono green devotion too strong, and it got restricted in Vintage because that's the format of Black Lotus and Lotus Petal. Sorry, Black Lotus, the Moxen, and Lotus, but Lotus Petal is on the weaker end of all the cards that they play over there. Mycosynth Lattice. Let's look at Mycosynth Lattice. Someone looking at the ban list for the first time would be like, why is this banned in Modern? That doesn't make any sense. How is that broken? All permanents are artifacts? All cards aren't on the battlefield are colorless? Players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. What, like, huh? Huh? But it's actually all Karn the Great Creator's fault. Because if you get Karn and Lattice in play, oh, sorry, opponent, you can't tap your lands for mana. Because they're artifacts now, and you can't activate those abilities, huh? Wah, wah. Okay. Next up, let's give... Okay, we have a dono from Dr. Nemo. Thank you very much for your dono. It's a dono for Chubby Meatball. Chubby Meatball will get some treats for that. We took Chubby Meatball for a walk the other day. My cat. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares, is a strong, uncounterable planeswalker that can be fodder for Force of Will in Legacy. This is... Yeah, it's 4 mana. Oh yeah, this is the card. For some reason, it looks different to me. Is there another art? I'm more familiar with this art for some stupid reason. This card is seeing play in every format. Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, everywhere. It's a format Planeswalker, but no one actually casts it for 4 mana. It's got Ninjutsu for 3. During your turn, as long as Kaito has 1 or more loyalty counters on him, he's a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. Well, that's just great. I can't target it at all. +1, you get an emblem. Ninjas get +1/+1, pay 0, surveil 2, then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. And then -2, tap target creature, put 2 stun counters on it. It's amazing card advantage. You pay 0, you surveil, and you actually draw some cards. It's amazing tempo advantage. The whole tap target creature and put 2 stun counters on it. It's basically hard removal. I'll be dead by the time that card comes back. And then what else? We're at... the ninjas thing doesn't often come up. If you're like buffing your ninjas, I don't know what you're doing. I guess in Pioneer you might want to do that. It's more ninja-like in that format. In the other formats, they're just playing with random creatures that they'll put back into their hand. So they don't mind. Okay, any other 4 mana? There's a lot of 4 mana planeswalkers. Jace Living Guild Pack is terrible. I know what that is. It's one of the worst Jaces of all time. Wandering Emperor is a great one. Thanks, Shaitan. Wandering Emperor. Yeah, we're at the 4 mana. I can't spell Emperor. 4 mana for a 3 loyalty Flash Planeswalker. Huh? She has no name? I just realized that. The Wandering Emperor has no name? I thought she was named. She's just a random... So before, she was like the Wanderer, and now she is a Wandering Emperor with that's completely nameless. Okay, as long as it enters the battlefield this turn, you may activate her loyalty ability anytime you can cast an instant. So you can surprise your opponent with a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature, and it gains first strike for a surprise blocker. Never going to see that coming. You can go -2 and put a 2/2 white samurai token with vigilance in play, or -2, which is the best one. Exile target tapped creature, and you gain 2 life. In the lore, she has no name because she's Emrakul. You know, that was like the working theory even before. Maybe she is. They encased Emrakul in the moon, but little did they know that she actually escaped back to land as the Wandering Emperor. And she's got to keep low, otherwise, if her cover gets blown, she's screwed. Yeah, I think it's weird. She's been out for years. I never noticed. I don't know. I just assumed she's like the Emperor. Could have been Emperor as a name, for all I care. Next up, Luca, the Traveling Sound. This is Liliana of the Dark Realms. What is this? 3 loyalty, +1, search your library for a swamp card, put into your hand. -3, target creature gets +X, or -X, -X. Until end of turn, where X is the number of swamps you control, and then -6, you get an emblem with swamps you control, have tap, add quadruple black. I think this was better. Well, you know what? I think this is probably still very good in Commander, where all these abilities are actually still pretty relevant. Probably not competitive, though. Not competitive. Still probably a great Commander card. 4 mana. I mean, you get value immediately, one way or another. It does suck that you would have to sacrifice her just to kill a thing. Great art. Luca's great. This is like alternate reality Liliana, frankly. Oh, this is a great card, Garrick Wildspeaker. This card saw a lot of competitive play and is also fantastic for Commander. A 4 mana 3 loyalty Garrick, +1, untap up to 2 lands, so that's like basically ramp. I mean, that basically makes this a virtual 2 mana Planeswalker. Not to mention if your lands have some bonuses on them, or like it's just taps for more mana, like Nykthos, Gaia's Cradle, Cabal Coffers, that could be extra value. And then -1, put a 3/3 green beast creature token onto the battlefield, and -4, creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. Just an all-around good card. I've known a lot of control decks or pseudo combo decks that played this card. I also played it in a polymorph deck once. It was really cool. Stop! Hammer time! Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients. Oh, I thought you were talking about the other Nahiri. Doesn't this Nahiri suck? This is the +1, create a 1/1 white core creature token. You can attach an equipment to it. -2, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a warrior or equipment card from among them and put it into your hand. I don't think this Nahiri is that good. But there is another Nahiri. I thought, or maybe you got the wrong Nahiri. Nahiri. There is like a super powerful Nahiri. Nahiri the Harbinger. This is strong. So it's 4 mana, 4 loyalty, +2. You may draw a card if you do discard a card. -2, exile target enchantment. Any enchantment, tapped artifact, or a tapped creature. So that's wide. It's like a pretty decent removal spell. And the thing is, the -8 is pretty easy to get to. So you go +2/+2, then you go -8. Search your library for an artifact or creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. It gains haste. Return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. Go look for an Eldrazi. Should be easy enough. Hold on. So I should look at these super chats. Some of these can expire. Dihada, Binder of Wills. Bind away. 4 mana for a 5 loyalty Dihada. +2, up to 1 target legendary creature gains vigilance, lifelink, and indestructible until your next turn. So you have some good insurance. -3, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put any number of legendary cards from among them into your hand, then put the rest into your graveyard. Create a treasure token for each card put into your graveyard this way. So, so you can like either ramp hard, or also just get a lot of card advantage through grabbing legendary creatures. And then -11, gain control of all non-land permanents until end of turn. Untap them. They gain haste until end of turn. And this can be your commander. And probably what a wicked, vicious commander it would be. Okay, we're gonna finish the 4 mana ones with Matthew, Minskin Boo. We're doing it now. This card, I think, is disgustingly powerful. 4 mana, 3 loyalty. When it enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 Boo. Also, if you don't have one, you get one. Like, you constantly are getting more hamsters. That, like, doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Did anyone mention the J? That was the first one I started with. I actually suggested that one. So what's the lore with... Does anyone know the lore of Minsk and Boo? Is this Minsk guy just habitually, like, throwing their hamsters against a wall? They go splat and go buy another one and call it Minsk? Or, like, I don't know, does it come back from the graveyard? Is it like a zombie hamster or something like that? Anyway, +1. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to one target creature with trample or haste. And then -2. Sacrifice a creature. When you do, Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes, deals X damage to any target where X is that creature's power. And if the sacked creature was a hamster, draw X cards. Oh, you know what? You know what never, like, dawned on me? Minsk and Boo are, like, by themselves, and then they recruit another hamster. I actually... Is that how it works? I always thought it was Boo that's going splat. Because it's... Oh, no, sorry. No, it's not. It's... You create Boo, a legendary. Okay, so no. This is actual Boo. Unless there's, like, 2 Boos. Which I don't think so, because it's legendary. There can only be one Boo around here. Matthew says, all I know is that Minsk thinks hamsters are from space, and he's right, apparently. Well, that's just strange. Oh, yeah, because of Infinity. Boo's returning to him each time. It's all the same hamster. Then why does he die? Literally gets sacrificed. I know it's a token, but technically it touches the graveyard before it vaporizes into Affinity. I think Boo is supposed to be some immortal eldritch horror. Yeah, do you... That makes too much sense, Beanpot. That just makes way too much sense. The second Boo is named who? Boo-hoo. I love it. Okay, we're going to 5 mana. 5 mana cards now. I can't even think of a 5 mana Planeswalker. Oh, no, I can think of one. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. This card actually was one of the reasons Jace the Mind Sculptor didn't see so much play anymore, because this card just outclassed it. It's got 4 loyalty, +1, draw a card at the beginning of the next end step, untap 2 lands. So basically it's another 3 mana Teferi. -3, and also you draw a card. To draw a card, defend yourself, give yourself more mana. Like, what else could you possibly want from a blue-white deck? -3, put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. And then -8, so it's like removal. And then -8, you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls. Also, fun fact, you can target your own Teferi. So if you have no cards left in your deck, and you're like, oh no, I'm scared of losing, of decking out, you can play Teferi, go -3, target the non-land permanent Teferi, put it right back into your deck, and you can draw it every turn. Use this weird hack to never lose to decking out. Okay, we have use this Elspeth Stormslayer. I'm gonna have to just trust you all. Okay, I have to be more specific. Elspeth Stormslayer. 5 mana. Oh, it's new! 5 mana, 5 loyalty. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, you make twice that many of those tokens instead. +1, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. 0, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until your next turn. Wow! You know, an ability like that, it used to cost you... I think you needed to ultimate the Elspeth in the past. Isn't that how that worked? Pretty sure you had to ultimate Elspeth to get something even similar to that. And now they just give it to you for free. Power creep. Then -3. Destroy target creature and opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. This 0 is insane. Absolutely insane. We have a dono, actually, from Steve Cooper. All right, Steve Cooper, who are we going to give this dono to? I don't know if Toilet Duck got a card. We'll give it to Toilet Duck. Mako. Explosive Entertainer. Oh, maybe you did get a card. And this is 6 mana. You get that's disqualified. Matthew Green with Lord Windgrace. All right, you get the super chat. For all the MLD lovers in Commander. The mass land destruction lovers. Okay, at 5 loyalty, go +2, discard a card, then draw a card. If a land card is discarded this way, you get another card. -3, return up to 2 target land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, so you actually don't even care if the world gets blown up. And then -11, destroy up to 6 target non-land permanents. Then create 6 2/2 green cat warrior creature tokens with Forest Walk. Do I read that right? So we're going to blow up 6 of our opponent's stuff, but we get the cats. Lord Windgrace can be your commander. Card is absolutely top-notch. I like this one from Christopher B. Tezzeret the Seeker. For loyalty, +1, untap up to 2 target artifacts. Grim Monolith, Soul Ring, Mana Vault. -X, search your library for an artifact card with converted mana cost X or less and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Soul Ring, Mana Vault, Voltaic Key, all sorts of stuff. -5, artifacts you control become 5/5s until end of turn. Go swing and kill your opponent. Who doesn't have a card here? Okay, Epic Nate wants to get Vraska. Vraska the Unseen. 5 loyalty, +1 until your next turn. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to Vraska, blow it up. Destroy that creature. -3, destroy. Also destroy target non-land permanent. All right, Vraska looks at you. You're basically dead. -7, create 3 1/1 black assassin creature tokens. With whenever this creature deals combat damage, that player loses the game. Stay out of her way. Oh no, this card. Tavesh Shat. The Doom of Fools. Yeah, you make 2 thralls. You can sack a creature or planeswalker. If you do, draw 2 cards. Then draw another card if the sack permanent was a commander. That's it. That's wild. So you sack your commander, draw 3 cards. And it's got partner. So you're not going to be sacking this one. And then -10, gain control of all commanders. It's pretty sick. Very sick card. Matthew Green says, yeah, people like to reuse strip mines and other land destruction with the -1 Windgrace. Really? That's good enough? I would imagine there'd be something like Obliterate or something. There's like red mass land destruction, but also it destroys everything else on the board, except the Planeswalkers. It's pretty good at that. Yeah, I know, this thing has partner. That's just this disturbing. PDX says Tybalt, Wicked, Tormentor, it dangerous. Oh, and Alchemy? Maybe. Okay, so +1, add double red, draft a card from Tybalt, Wicked, Tormentor's spellbook, exile it until end of turn you can cast the card. +1 deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, unless its controller has Tybalt deal 4 damage to them. If they do, they may discard a card. If you do, you draw a card. This feels like a custom Magic the Gathering card. Then -X, create X 1/1 red devil creature tokens with when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. That could be good if you know that this thing is on its way to die. Gillum wants good old Nicol Bolas, the Dragon God. Nicol Bolas. Is there a 5-mana one? Oh, there is a 5-mana one. 4 loyalty. Has loyalty abilities of all other planeswalkers on the battlefield. You +1, you draw a card. Each opponent exiles a card from their hand or a permanent they control. See, that's like Liliana. That's like basically like Liliana. If you can get this out fast enough, which is hard. It's really heavy on the color mana sources, but it's possible. -3, destroy target creature or planeswalker, and then -8, each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. Each opponent who doesn't control a legend, it's over for them. Shane says, to me, alchemy doesn't exist. I'm completely in the same boat as you. I mean, people have to suggest alchemy cards for me to remember that they exist. Same. Who here doesn't think alchemy exists? This and that Vraska that proliferates on 0. Oof. Oof. It's a GG right there. Okay, Teleduck wants redemption. Didn't you get a card, though? Frey Allies, Lana Wars, Fury. This is not bad. Okay, 5 mana, 3 loyalty, +2. Create a 1/1 green elf druid with tap, add a green. So you're making a Llanowar elf. Did you just say you're making a Llanowar elf token? -2, destroy target artifact or enchantment. -6, draw a card for each green creature you can control. And it can be your commander. But the problem is, if it's your commander, you're just totally mono green. Beanpod's like, what's alchemy? You don't want to know. It's best not to know. Not to know it exists. Vraska the Unseen? A lot of Vraskas at 5 mana. Oh, we saw this. We did this one. We just did this a little second ago. Nisa, who shakes the booty. Who shakes the world. Oh, this is a great card. Arguably broken. Was it banned? I can't remember if it was banned in Standard at a time or not. 5 loyalty. Whenever you tap a forest for mana, you get an additional green mana. +1. Put 3 +1/+1 counter target counters on up to 1 target non-creature land. Untap it. It's a 0/0 elemental. It's got vigilance. It's got haste. And by the way, it's still a land. -8. You get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards. Put them onto the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle your library. But the +1 and the getting double green was more than good enough by itself. The whole green thing is just insane. Tap a forest for mana, add another green. Still a land off the bingo card. There's still a land off the bingo. Planeswalker commanders are fun. This message was brought to you by the Brawl players. The passive ability is so cringe. You know what? If you let your opponent get to like turn 6 or 5 or 6 and untap with this thing at whole, you probably deserve to lose for the most part. It was really strong though. Yeah. If I to be honest, if I did not kill this thing on sight, I was just dead. Oh, they got to untap that land though. Ah, it was so hard. I don't know why this card doesn't see so much more play now. I guess the world, it's just too fast. We live in just a super power corrupt world. Okay, we saw this John membership thing. That's got to be worth a super chat to somebody. Do we have any more cards? No, was fine in Standard. Was meta with Questing Beast and a Teferi Time Raveler. That sounds terrible. Oh yeah, it came from War of the Spark. I totally forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. Are we missing something? Okay, you know what? Okay, let's do a special shout out to, was it Chandra Torch of Defiance? I don't know who mentioned this one, but I saw it in chat when we were going to the red cards. And I think this definitely deserves a honorable mention in the 4-drop slot. 4 loyalty, +1, exile the top card of your library. You can cast it. If you don't, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. So, like, if you get a land, screw the land. Just deal 2 damage to everybody. Otherwise, it's like card advantage. +1, add double red. So this basically is like, this is probably the Tibalt people were looking for, because basically it costs 2 mana because you can use 2 mana for something else. -3 deals 4 damage to target creature, which kills most creatures. And then -7, pretty good emblem. Whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to any target. No shout out to Deathrite Shaman. No, that's technically not a Planeswalker at all, in any capacity. Matthew Green says, it's funny how some alchemy cards could be actually printable, but they don't. I would like to draft from a spell book in Commander. How hard would that be to do in paper? I don't think too hard. I think it's possible. Okay, let's get, okay, we're gonna give, there's a donation here. Well, there's a membership here. We're gonna give that donation to Dr. Nemo with Luca. Bound to Ruin. Doesn't sound like a great card. It is 5 mana, 5 loyalty. It's got the completed thing. +1, add 2 mana. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells or activated abilities of creatures. -1, create a 3/3 green Phyrexian Beast creature token with Toxic 1. And then -4, Luca deals X damage, divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control as you activate this ability. And with that, that's it for today. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. I think it'll be more interesting when we get to the, was it the 6, 7, 8? I don't even know if the Planeswalkers get up that high. I'm gonna have to do some research. So as usual, thank you very much for being here. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, got to thank the coffee crew for being here. People like William, Yeezus, Dr. Nemo, Gillum, Argentina, Little Deadfly, Steve Cooper, Talthar, Bob Talks Bridge, Jess. Of course, Jess is here. Because where would I be without all of you? So keep brewing those coffees, coffee crew, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.